something in you already knows. Not the part that makes lists and checks boxes, but the older part. The part that goes quiet when you stand at a window and watch rain move across a field. That part has been trying to tell you something for a long time now. And maybe today you are finally still enough to hear it. There is a kind of human experience that has no clean name. It is not failure or confusion. It sits somewhere between what you were and what you have not yet become. The ancient ones recognized it. They built entire maps around it, not to help you escape it, but to help you understand that it was never something to escape. You are not lost. You are in between. This distinction matters more than most people allow themselves to believe. When something that once felt certain begins to dissolve, the instinct is to call it collapse, to treat the disappearance of familiar ground as a sign that something has gone wrong with you. But consider for a moment what it actually means when the path becomes unclear beneath your feet. It may mean exactly the opposite of what fear tells you. It may mean you are finally walking somewhere real. How do you know you are genuinely moving towards something new? Often because you cannot see it yet. The visibility that gave you confidence before has narrowed. The certainties that shaped your identity have loosened their grip. This can feel like dissolution, but dissolution and transformation share the same first movement. You cannot always tell them apart from the inside. There is an ancient teaching given to the ones who feared becoming lost. That teaching consists of two simple words: stand still, not as a temporary measure while you gather yourself, not as the first step before running. Stand still as the practice itself, because the land ahead of you is not lost. The ground beneath you is not lost. Only you have decided that not knowing where you are means everything is broken. The place knows where it is. You have simply not yet learned to be found by it. There are three things living inside that teaching. The first is attention, real attention, not the anxious scanning kind that looks for exits, but the open kind that includes what is uncomfortable. The parts of yourself you have quietly traded away in order to remain safe. The creative hungers you decided were impractical. The things you stopped noticing because noticing them made you feel the distance between who you are and who you intended to be. All of this belongs in the field of attention, nothing excluded. The second is silence, not the silence of emptiness, but the silence that creates enough space for something true to surface. Because if you are full of noise, if every moment is packed with distraction and justification and the 100 reasons why change is impossible right now, then you will never hear the slower voice, the one that has been patient with you, the one that does not shout. Real silence is not passive. It requires something from you. It asks you to stop performing busyness for a while and simply be where you are. And the third thing is surrender, not giving up. It is the willingness to be found rather than to find, to let the larger intelligence of the moment move toward you rather than forcing your way through it. When you go out and try to confirm everything through your own effort alone, that is one kind of life. When you allow things to come and meet you, when you become porous enough for the world to enter, something shifts. You are no longer pushing against the current. You are learning its direction. This is not resignation. Resignation is a collapse inward. This is more like a flower opening toward light. The movement is outward, but it is receptive. You may be someone who has been waiting for permission to acknowledge that something in your life has ended without a clear successor beginning yet. That you are genuinely in the middle. That the old story no longer fits, and the new one has not yet shown you its shape. If so, you are not behind. You are not failing to adapt. You are in a place that every person who has ever lived an examined life has passed through. Some of them left words behind. Those words have survived because they speak to something that does not change across centuries. The in-between is not a waiting room. It is its own kind of land, and it has its own weather, and its own textures, and its own particular light at certain hours. There is something to be learned here that cannot be learned anywhere else. Not in the confident seasons, not in the easy years. Only here, in this uncertain and fertile middle ground, does a particular kind of knowing become available. You did not lose your way. You arrived here, and your path, patient as it has always been, already knows where you are. Let it find you.